Golly, man. What the freak was that? Oh my gosh. I guess the last time I streamed it was like weekend. Like I was vertical or something was off. So let me double check and see if I'm live. If everything's working, if I'm as horizontal as I need to be. 15 minutes late. Good stuff, good stuff. Like I was vertical or something was off. So let me double check and see if I'm live. If everything's working, if I'm as horizontal as I need to be. Okay, I think that's good. I think we're chilling. I think we're absolutely chilling. Um, do I need to see anything over here? Hey, we good. We good, KP. We good. Holy Hannah, bruh. Golly. Well, welcome. Welcome to streams. I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna do. Okay. Man. Yeah, I set up these streams, man. This is gonna be a fun thing in the morning. Every Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday mornings. Welcome, Alfredo. Shout out Alfredo. Shout out EP. LE. What's up? Newest subs, Alfredo. So yeah, we can see these things on the bottom. I kind of set this whole stream setup. Newest. It shows the newest sub. If you sub live, boom. KP in the chat right now is a member. So anyone who becomes a member, you get the little newest member spot right there. And then the chat should be updating on screen as well. I see the YouTube chat. For anybody who doesn't know what is going on, I had to go, like, I have the YouTube stream, and then I have to go through my, like, called OBS, and then I have to go through Stream Elements, which allows me to kind of set all this fun stuff up that you're seeing right now. And I don't know if Stream Elements is catching the stream, the homies in text or the chats. But regardless, I kind of want to have these streams up for just like having a VOD up, video on demand, and just talk about some ball. And the Monday streams are gonna be talking about ball that happened over the weekend because we had some ball over the weekend, man. I normally don't watch a whole ton of games on Sunday, but I did tune in. I watched some highlights this morning too. That was got some fun games, but I just want to make sure everything's working. This first stream is gonna be obviously the first default. Let's fix everything. Let's get everything working stream. So I want to make sure this is working. Ooh, I can do this. Hey, everybody in chat, ready for this? Let's see if this works. I'm gonna do a poll for you guys. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll start the stream. I can do that though if I want. I can do a lot of fun stuff. Q&A. This is dope. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun little thing. I don't know how chat is gonna be replaying in the VOD because I see everybody on YouTube, but I don't think it is showing up in person. Anyways, okay, yeah. So there were a lot of fun games last night. The big one that was last night was the Wolves taking on the Spurs, and the Wolves they've been surging as like I've said in the thumbnail. Clippers and the Wolves are kind of the two teams we're going to be talking about today. There are a lot of other teams that are doing very, very well, but the Wolves have secured the A seed. They're the 4 seed. They've been winning a ton of games, and they lost one. I think they lost to Cleveland on Friday or Saturday morning. Then played at home against San Antonio and then won. And I got the very, very tail end of that. And Ant hit a game winner basically off glass, and then Wemby missed the game winner. So, but Ant, I want to talk about the Wolves because so let's look at this. I wanted to throw it up on screen. I need to get that more set up and stuff for streams in the future. But the Wolves are sitting at fourth right now. And so the Lakers have lost 2, with the Suns have won 3 in a row, and they've secured the 6th seed. So they're not secured. They have the 6th seed right now. We'll talk about them a lot more in the future of this video. Rockets are doing really, really well in terms of everything. But they've lost the last 3, and so they've dropped down to 7 in the play-in. The Warriors have been interesting. There's rumors about them going to get Michael Porter Jr. to get some buckets. And then that's where we drop off to the Blazers and the Grizzlies and the Clippers and the rest of the Western Conference. So, yeah, but the Timberwolves have been playing very, very well. They have not been one of these top, higher echelon teams over the course of the season for the Western Conference. I mean, it's been the Thunder, the Spurs, the Nuggets have been very good. The Lakers have been solid for the majority of the time. And the T-Wolves have been kind of like whatever. Like, they've been fine. Obviously, they have been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearance, and they're really good. I really like Ant, and I just want to talk more about Ant because he's been balling. I just don't understand how people. I saw a tweet, and it was talking about how what is the American basketball scene going to look like when KD, Steph, and LeBron retire? There's no good American players, and I was like, granted, the top 5 is Jokic, Shea, Luka, Giannis, and Wemby in some capacity right now. But Ant is right up there, man. Ant, I've been telling people the past year that Ant is my favorite player to watch personally. He's amazing. I mean, Wemby's so fun to watch. Ton of fun guys to watch in the league right now. But in terms of having a number one guy and having a lot of things that guy can do, Ant is a lot more versatile than people want to either admit, because people aren't admitting it, or they're just not watching, which I'm like, why would you not want to watch Anthony Edwards? Because I still say to this day, right now, he is the best 3-level scorer in the NBA. Last year, he led the three-pointers. He led the league in three-pointers made, which was something, coming into the league, he was not a three-point shooter. And so then he works on his game, and he gets to the point where he has the most three-pointers made in the season for, that's ridiculous, right? That's really, really good. He was averaging 10 three-pointers attempted a game. He brought it up, and he was shooting 40% from 3. Then you get his athleticism at the rim, his finishing. It's top tier. I mean, there's not very many people who are better at finishing around the rim than him. Then you get the whole mid-range stuff. He can get everywhere. And there are guys who can do it as well. Like Luka obviously can get there, but Ant is more athletic than Luka and is probably honestly a better three-point shooter than Luka at the moment in terms of where his progression is at. Shea, the three-pointers are shaky, but Shea everywhere else is very, very good. I'd still have Ant on the athleticism there. And let's not act like athleticism isn't a part of 3-level scoring. If you're more athletic than another guy and you're better at finishing on the rim, Ant, it doesn't Shea is not going to be postering people, but Ant can get to the rim like that and secure a bucket into the basket. Some of the stuff I've seen him do, we've all seen him do. He is amazing, and that's why the Timberwolves do very well in the playoffs. Past 2 years, after 20 years of nothing, the Timberwolves now have gone to back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearances. That is really, really good. So let's see. Kurt Palmer 880. Got to change that username, big fella. I'm not a Wolf fan. I'm not a Wolf fam. But I hate to say it, I think they'll be top 4 because they play great defense. Lakers are going to continue to lose because they don't play defense. So that's a good point. Lakers defense is that comes to your big man situation. But the Wolves, man, their defense, they got Jade McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, guys like Dante DiVincenzo, and then to back that up with Rudy Gobert. You could say whatever you want about Rudy Gobert. I feel like I'm in the very small group of people online who are Rudy Gobert apologists, where it's he's still good. He's still very good. He's anchoring this entire defense. And then you got a guy like Ant on offense that can just explode like that. So it will be very interesting to see where I think if the Timberwolves end up top 4 on in the playoff race, in terms of seeding and everything, they could be back there again, man. I mean, the Spurs are very good. Timberwolves Spurs playoff series would be crazy because this game last night was good. This game last night was very good. And Ant steps up, man. He steps up. So that's all I had on that. The Western Conference is very, very far right now. We'll talk about the Spurs for a second, but I want to talk about the Clippers because, gosh dang it, I'm a Clippers fan. Obviously, I get to talk about the Clippers if I want to. But they've been playing really well. 8-2 in the last 10, tied with the Spurs. They are the hottest team in the last 10 games. And let's not act like 10 games is like, 10 games is not. 10 games is an eighth of the regular season. Like that's a really good stretch. To go 8-2, that's a really good stretch. Yeah, and the Clippers now, this is kind of a big talking point. There's been a lot of talking points with the aspiration thing with Kawhi at the beginning of the year, and the Clippers and salary cap circumvention has not come up since. The All-Star game is in LA this year. We had some injuries a little bit. We had, Brad Beal and the Chris Paul thing happens. Ivica Zubac is probably going to get traded. I don't know if he's going to get traded, but James Harden has had a 55-point game at a 35-year-old. I think Kawhi is 33 or 34. Harden's 36, something like that. Kawhi had a 55-point game. Now, they've gone through all this adversity. They now sit at the 11th seed. And they... and the other thing was, the Clippers are going to suck. And they traded Norman Powell, who's going to be an all-star. There's been a lot of talking points. And the biggest one has been they suck, and they're going to give the OKC Thunder the number 1 pick, or somewhere of the equivalent, right? And that's been really funny to see, because now it's not that. It is not... I don't think that the Clippers are pushing the play, and people are like, why blow it up? Me being in that camp 100% as well. But I think to get into the play-in would be good, because I think the Clippers could be better than some of these other teams in the play-in. If they have to pass the Grizzlies at that point, right? The Grizzlies are number 10. I think the Grizzlies are going to trade Ja. They could even trade Triple J and move on from him and kind of refresh. I love Cedric Howard, so start with that. He kind of did a little soft reset when he got rid of Desmond Bane last year, so call it what it is, maybe. So Clippers get to 10, and who knows if they continue to jump up forward ahead of that, because they're only 5 games behind. Oh, no, they're 3 games out of the 9th seed and 5 games out of the 8th seed. So it'd be a little bit of a fight to get there 100%. But I say that because the Clippers have the 4th easiest schedule of any team in the NBA from this point on. And we have played 40 games. So the Clippers are 15-23. So they play 38 games. And they have, 38, 82 minus 38, that's 44. 44 games left. And you have the 4th easiest schedule in the NBA. I was looking at it. Their schedule is, it's like Wizards, Hornets, Nets, back to I think it was Utah. And then a Denver, and then back to Milwaukee or Indiana. I was like, dude, wow, there's a lot of sucky teams on here. Granted, the Clippers also do suck, but in terms of strength of schedule, if you had a really heavy first half of the season, the second half, the Clippers the past couple years have made very, very strong second half pushes to the playoffs. And do I enjoy that? Yes. Would I like them to win consistently throughout the whole season? Obviously. But if we end up getting to a good place, that's all I really care about, honestly. I gotta crack one of these. Hold on. Golly. So yeah, that's been very, very fun. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and they've beaten some good teams on the way. They lost to the Knicks, and I went to those last 2 games, lost in MSG, and it was the game I went to in LA at the Intuit where Jaylen Brown had 50. So they lost that game too. But other than that, they've won 8 out of 10, which is impressive for this squad. So Kawhi is looking like an absolute madman. He's been balling. Harden's been playing very, very well. John Collins has been stepping up. And we had Derrick Jones Jr. get injured again, another MCL tear. And he had that already earlier this year when the Celtics, someone dove into his knees, and then they played the Celtics again and he got to play, and then they dove into his knees again, and he tore the same MCL. So I love D Jones, man. But yeah, I think the Clippers could do a push in the play-in. What does that mean in the long term? Not much. I mean, are they gonna? I'm not saying they're gonna like, oh my gosh, they're gonna make a push for the top 6 in the West. I would be shocked if that happened, because that is like, we're 10 games out of that. But who knows? If you keep going 8-2, 8-2, 8-2 over your next 30, that's pretty freaking good. So I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know what's going to go on with that. But I'm just saying, keep notice. The Clippers are not one of these bottom feeder teams. And when I saw that they had one of the fourth easiest schedule going forward, it looks pretty good. So at least everyone, even if you don't like the Clippers at all, you hate James Harden, you hate Kawhi, whatever, rejoice that we're not giving OKC a top pick. That's all you got to do, is just say hallelujah. We move on. You're not getting Darren Peterson, you're not getting AJ DeBonsa, not getting Cam Boozer, right? That's all that matters right now. Shout out Kurt Palmer 880, I guess, with the super chat. $2. Thanks for the 2 spot, man. My first super on a live stream. Dang, homie. Heck yeah. We should have Brian set up. I don't know. Anyone who's familiar with stream culture in general, Brian is the British text to speech man. Speak to text. T-Wolves, my bad. You'll get it again, big fella. It should pop up, and if it doesn't, I'll refund you, I guess. Hopefully we'll have to hear it out. Okay, yeah. So the Clippers are doing pretty good. Other teams I want to talk about is the Suns, and I made a short. It's doing pretty well. Shout out for the short, love. That has about 20,000 views. A lot of people got talking in the comments. Suns are doing really well. They're the other team who's 8-2 in the last 10. And they are now the 6th seed. And I would have never guessed that they would have been the 6th seed. I would have been, you told me, oh, hey, by the way, Phoenix is making it into the playoffs. I'd been like, excuse me? Like, did they get the 10th seed and win the play-in and then make it in and then lose to OKC? No, they're not even going to match up with OKC. As of right now, the first round matchup in the Western Conference would be the Nuggets and the Suns at the 3 and 6 spot. So that's crazy. I got to look more into the weeds on everything, because in that short I talked about, okay, Devin Booker's scoring is the same as last year. They lost Kevin Durant. How do you get better? I mean, the KD era ended very poorly, in my opinion. And now they're just better. And Dillon Brooks is a really big part of that. But you just watch Phoenix, and it's contagious. Any of the old heads who say the NBA now is just fast-paced and you just chuck threes, is there truth to that? Sure, whatever. But the biggest thing that I'm seeing as a fan is all of the young teams who hustle are winning games. And Phoenix is one of those teams, bro. Go watch Ryan Dunn. Go watch, Colin Gillespie, right? Dillon Brooks is balling. I love Mark Williams when he plays. D Book is obviously a baller. Grayson Allen's good. Oso Iguodala. Like, the Suns have really good guys that I like a lot. Ryan Dunn is really good. I really like Ryan Dunn. But these boys hustle. And that's indicative of, like, look at the top teams in the Western Conference and in the East. Pistons a young team. Knicks, no. Celtics, no, but they do have some young guys like Jordan Walsh, and I love Neemias Queta. I mean, he's a baller, right? Young guys are playing hard, and they understand that. Raptors, good. Sixers, really, really good. I want to talk about the Raptors more in a little bit. I really, really, really like this Raptors team. Timberwolves got guys who play hard. Like, defense matters. Yeah, so Kurt Palmer says defense goes long in the playoffs. With Ant as a closer, they're set up. Spurs, Thunder also have defensive closers. Yeah, you gotta have a defensive closer. I forgot who said it, that they were like, you gotta have defense and you gotta have a guy who has a signature like go-to move. And a lot of guys have that. Ant is 100% a closer. And the Lakers can get there. If the Lakers and Nuggets can get there, the Nuggets have a closer, 100%. They got like 2 of them. I mean, Jamal Murray is just that dude as well with Jokic. But then the Lakers you got, I would also say you have two. You could have AR, but you got Luka, man. When Luka's at the top of his game, wow. Like, so, yeah, overall, the Western Conference is looking really, really good. The Suns, I want to continue to monitor what they're doing because they're playing very, very well. They are currently a game and a half. They're a game and a half out of the four. They're a game and a half out of 4 seed, which is bonkers. So we'll have to see how good the rest of their schedule is looking like, because it's they have the 25th hardest schedule in the NBA. Like, I mean, they might fall back into the play-in. Who knows? But they've been good the whole year. Kurt Palmer says Clips need to get to a +5 spread on scoring versus opponents. Scoring to be 100%. Scoring needs to happen, but scoring with the Clippers has been happening with Kawhi. I mean, he's been very, very good. And Kawhi, man, he's one of those. He's like an enigma. If he plays well, everyone notices. You watch, and it's so funny because his game is not built as such to be flashy and to be noticed. But when Kawhi's going off, people are like, uh-oh. Like, when I was a Clippers fan around the bubble, or when the Clippers first got Kawhi, they're like, yeah, cool. Like, the Clippers, we had just lost. People are like, yeah, the Clippers are like, okay, but you guys have Kawhi Leonard. I would not want to play Kawhi Leonard in a 7-game series. And I'm like, I 100% agree. I would never want to play a guy like Kawhi Leonard in a 7-game series. Now, people say that James Harden like offsets that. Whatever. If James plays well and we have other guys who play well, I mean, like, people talk about, oh, Clippers got rid of Norm Powell at the end of last season, and I'm like, did you watch the playoffs? Because he was kind of poo-poo butt in the playoffs, dude. He was not very good. And he wanted $25 million a year. And it was like, we love you, Norm, but golly, we got to go get somebody else. And if the Brad Beal thing had worked out, he didn't fracture his hip in the first 6 games of the season, maybe we have another scorer like that. And it turns out a little different. Yeah, right now, Clippers are in the red. So, yeah, we're winning games, but some of these games are very close, right? But to your point, KP, I think they could hit that spread if they're beating these suckier teams. They got a lot of home games still. They're beating these suckier teams and raising that spread, and all of a sudden they become +3, +4, and their defense goes up, like their defensive rating goes up, because they're a pretty good defensive team. But, I mean, they were top 3 last year, right? They could figure it out, and we could get there. So, Lakers are a 5 seed now with 0.3, but the lack of defense is catching up to them. They'll be a 7 or 8 seed. I don't know if they'll be 7 or 8 seed. Lack of defense. You guys got to make some moves. I think you guys got to make some moves at the trade deadline. I don't know who is there. Talk about the Pistons. Yeah, I'll talk about the Pistons. We're going to go to the East in a second. Really quick, though, before we go, I hit the Wolves, Clippers, Suns. I want to talk about Nuggets. Nuggets have been winning without Jokic. They are 5-5 in the last 10 without Jokic, which, if anybody knows anything about the Jokic-less minutes, they're not tanking. And Zeke Naji is actually playing very well. For all considering all things, right? Yeah, the Nuggets are very good. They're still the 3rd seed. I mean, they're not losing games. They've lost 13 games. They're 26-13 on the season. So we're about halfway into the season, and Jokic goes down. He should be coming back in a couple weeks, I believe. I think it was a 2 to 4 or 4 to 6 weeker. I can't remember how long it was. But yeah, that's been surprising. They've been in some games, but they've been losing 100%. KP says, Dylan to the Lakers, please. Yeah, man, that would be crazy. But you got to see, Matt Ishbia responded to like a fan saying, or someone, people on Twitter, no sources, Dylan Brooks might be going to the Lakers. How would this deal with his chemistry with LeBron? And Matt Ishbia, for those who don't know, the Suns general manager and owner, or not general manager, or just owner, I think, was like, basically the general manager, came in and commented and was like, we love DB. He's not going anywhere. So Dylan Brooks is not getting traded. But we've heard stuff like that before, and people get moved, and it's kind of funny. So I don't know how I don't know what's gonna happen with that. That'd be crazy. That would help with the Lakers defense. Other guys who would help with the Lakers defense, just real quick. Who's like available? I don't know. Do you go out and get? For some reason, I want to say like a Jonathan Kuminga would be kind of interesting for the Lakers. Like younger guy, he's pretty good. I don't know, maybe. KP with the 10 spot. There we go. Donated. There, it popped up.
At Kirk Palmer 880 donated $9.
Dylan Brooks and Lakers make it happen. Thank you for the 10 spot,
Dylan Brooks
KP.
to the Lakers make it happen.
I can't. Okay, I think Brian just read it out. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Hold on. Popped up.
At Kirk Palmer 880 donated $9.
Dylan Brooks and Lakers make it happen. Thank you for the 10 spot,
Dylan Brooks
KP.
to the Lakers make it happen.
I can't. Okay, yeah, Brian read that off, bro. Heck yeah. Shout out Brian. Shout out KP for the 10th spot. Appreciate that. Dylan Brooks and the Lakers. Let's talk about it. I would love to see Dylan Brooks. And this is the other thing. Like I said, if you ask me about the Suns before the season, I'm like, Suns and the Clippers completely flip situations, right? Suns are in the 6th seed right now. And it's just crazy that they're there. But in my short that I was talking about, I kind of looked at the research. Dylan Brooks went from 14 points a game to 21, almost 22 points per game. And he's averaging less minutes. He's playing less minutes than he did in Houston. And it's just crazy. So his defense, I mean, dude, the Suns play hard. Like, that could be an interesting thing if they, let's say they could either match up with Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Timberwolves. Do the Suns beat any of those 4 teams? Maybe the Timberwolves. And that's like a maybe because that's the last time that they played and put him over his knee and spanked him. Like, it was ridiculous. It was a 4-0 sweep, man. That was just crazy. So, but that would be a very competitive series. I got to see. Let's see. What Lakers guys could they go out and get to get some defense? Who is available? Let me think of players. Like, who would be available? Any thoughts in the chat? Like, Grizzlies? You go out and get Jaren Jackson? Like, I don't know how the freak you get that. I'm saying this without having a solution. I have no idea how you would go out and get Jaren Jackson, but does that help? I mean, there's a former DPOY man. You also got former DPOY Marcus Smart on the squad. So I don't know, man. Do the Kings have anybody who could go? Like, do they could trade Pelicans, Jazz? I've been saying when Walker Kessler gets back from his injury, they need to move along from him because I think the Jazz have been playing very well. And, well, all things considered, they're the 13th seed, obviously. But I think that I've always said that Lauri was better than everyone else on that team. And he was kind of here and everyone else was here. And he didn't fit. Now everyone's kind of raised their ceiling a little bit to match, or raise ceiling or floor to match with Lauri, which I appreciate because Lauri's pretty good. When he was an all-star. Keontae George has definitely done that. I love Isaiah Collier. He's a baller. But language. But yeah, Walker Kessler, I don't know. I just like Kyle Filipowski. And you could get, I'm saying that because you could get stuff back for Walker Kessler. Bringing it back to the Lakers, I like the Ayton pickup, but he hasn't been doing anything on offense, and he's not doing anything on defense. So, like, what's the point almost? I like Jackson Hayes. The Lakers just don't seem deep enough. Like, they've got guys, Gabe Vincent, sure, AR. I don't know when he's coming back. I got to learn when he's coming back. Then you got, like, I mean, I love Vando. I love Rui. Rui's a dog, right? But you're just missing pieces. I just don't like the front court for the Lakers, Especially because LeBron has the ball. So if he's slotted to the 4 when you have Luka, AR, and LeBron on the court, which I don't think happens a whole ton, Like Rue is your 4. You just got to have a big guy. So I don't know how you go out and get Jaren Jackson, but if they blow that up, that's a good guy to go out and get. Go out and get like just I just don't know. Yeah, that's a good point. The Lakers defense is not up to par with what it needs to be. Yeah, Vando needs more minutes, man. Vando 100% needs more minutes. I just don't know because the Suns are doing good. Warriors, I think, are going to stay in this play-in spot. Steph is so good, but that Warriors roster is just ugh. They got Jimmy, but they need Jimmy, man. They did not have Jimmy. This whole thing would be chalked, bro. I just don't understand sometimes how they're bad. I don't know. That's a fun conversation to have about the Warriors because they could get to the play-in and they could totally win, bro. And then we have an OKC Golden State first round matchup. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So, okay, we had enough with the West. I want these streams to be probably like an hour long, so we've been going for like a couple 30-ish minutes. So I've got to go to class at 10, but I can go to like 9:45, 9:30. I go to 9:45 today, I think. Okay, we talked about the East a little bit. Raptors and Celtics have been popping off. Celtics were supposed to be bad. Everyone knows that story, but they're not. Surprise. Actually, surprise. They're the 3rd seed in the East. So the East has been very, very fun to watch. Just because everyone's playing well, man. Everyone's playing well. Like I was watching some games. Well, this morning I was catching up on games this morning because I don't watch games on Sundays generally. But Pistons are very good. The Knicks are just gonna be the Knicks. There's nothing there, right? Celtics are good. Raptors, I made a short about them. Kind of flopped, not gonna lie. Like only had like 2,000 views. So, but what I say in that video still stands. They could end up with home court advantage for the first time since the bubble. So that is something to note. Because in the bubble they were coming off. They were the defending champions in the bubble, obviously. So they're really, really good. The Sixers are so fun. The Magic are above 500 now, and here's my take on this. Before I talk about any team, I got to get this on my checks because I was feeling about this. I don't know where the rest of the NBA fandom stands. I would take Scotty Barnes over Paolo Banchero at this point, and it's just because of progression. I watched Scotty last night, and I'm like, wow, this dude's really good. Like he is really good. People kind of want to clown on the wing movement on the do-it-all 6'8", 6'9" guy. And there's a lot of guys who want to be that, but there's not a guys where the Latinos at. Latinos or Latinas? Or Latinos or Latinas? A little different, homie. What are we talking about? Scotty Barnes is the exception to the rule on that, where he can do everything. He needs to get a shot up a little bit, but bro, he had that dunk last night when he dunked that ball. Oh my! I was like, that was my dunk of the year. And then I saw Amen Thompson completely posterize some nobody. I don't even remember who that was. Just bodied him. Like dunk of the year for Scotty Barnes. Probably Amen Thompson had a body, but Scotty Barnes, I was like, whoa! He brought it from here and just right, like that was ridiculous. That was cray. But Scotty, the Raptors are 2 games ahead of the Magic, and I thought the Magic were going to be good. The Raptors are another team that people thought were going to be bad. And last night they didn't have RJ. I didn't see Brandon Ingram. I only watched like the highlights of the fourth quarter overtime, which was crazy. Shout out Philadelphia for that. And that was a big game because in my video, I was like, hey, the only team that can catch up and bust Toronto out of having a top 4 seed and home court advantage in the playoffs would be Philly. And they beat Philly. And so if it ever comes to like a tiebreaker, we got to see if they play more often or if they play again. But Raptors look really, really good. Colin Murray-Boyles. Why is he not getting talked about in the Rookie of the Year race? Because that guy, That guy's a menace, dude. I really like CMB. And I remember he was kind of a controversial pick in the draft where people were like, he's like a big guy, but he's like not. He's like 6'7". And he's just, and the dude had 15 boards last night. Let's check the game last night. Last night, let's see. Colin Murray-Boyle started at center, played 42 minutes, had 17 points, 15 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Like, as a rookie. This rookie class is cracked. Like, I don't say that the whole time. There are always good players that come out of, like, the woodwork for no reason that we didn't, like, project in every draft class. This entire draft class has been good. Very, very good. And that's saying because they matched up against the Sixers who have VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Not the best game. He had a turnover late, I think. But it was like, whatever. But, dude, this rookie class is balling. So, the Raptors are very, very good. I think they could be... if we get that Raptors Sixers the first round matchup, woo-wee, that would be so much fun. And we're talking about playoffs. We're not even halfway through the season. So there's so much game left, bro, that we've got to deal with. Like, the Bucks are in 11th. The Bucks and Clippers are kind of in the same situation where there's teams above them that want to drop. They don't necessarily want to be in there as much as the Bucks need to be in there. It's so much fun to watch, man. The Hawks have gone a little bit of a winning streak. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Traded Trae Young, the first kind of trade of the year. Hawks have won the last 3. But the Cavs are also kind of underwhelming. The Heat are like whatever. The Pacers are mega bad. Like, it's ridiculous. I love watching the Nets. I gotta pronounce his name. I know he went to BYU and I live in Utah, and I should know how to pronounce his name. But Igor Demon. People say Yegor Demon, Igor Demon. More like Igor Demon. That guy's a crazy. I mean, he's so good. I really love watching him. The Hornets are fun. The Wizards are fun. The Eastern Conference is probably the most entertaining that I've seen in a minute. Like, there's a lot of really, really fun teams that are doing some really fun stuff. And I'm saying that because if these guys get good draft picks, it could be really interesting, man. It could be really interesting for the next couple years.
Patrick Palmer K2Q became a member.
Oh, shout out Rick Palmer for the welcome to the warm-up. Shout out for the being a member. Did Brian read that out? It could be really interesting for the next couple years.
Patrick Palmer K2Q became a member.
Oh, okay. Brian read that out. I don't know why it didn't pop up as on the newest member, but shout out Rick Palmer. Thank you for the member. Appreciate it. Let's talk about the Blazers for a sec. Let's talk about the Blazers for a sec. It might not be showing up as news member because if you see, I think the name might be too long. I gotta fix that, man. I gotta make it smaller or something. I don't know because I want it to show up. But let's talk about the Blazers for a sec. Blazers, because I know Rick Palmer. That boy's a Blazers fan. Blazers are looking good, man. I really like the Blazers. Their whole squad is very fun to watch. Shaedon Sharpe is a dog. Danny Avdia is a dog. Let's look at the players. I mean, they got Dame coming back next year. One thing I want to hear about and that I want to see in the future is the Yang Hansen pick. The where they got him out of the stands, like he's coming in and he's getting drafted in. Was it the lottery or like early to mid first round where no one thought he was going to go? Haven't seen much from him. He's the Chinese Jokic in Summer League. Haven't seen much from him. That's because you guys as big guys are so good. You got Klingon. Excuse me. You got Rob Will. Yeah, man. They're very good. Their squad could be min-maxed a little bit, I think. Like, you don't need Jeremy Grant there. Dame Lillard's there for the legacy and the culture, obviously. Matisse Thybulle, I'm like, he's hurt a lot. I don't know. Toumani Camara's a dog. Chris Murray is really good. But yeah, Shaden Sharp and Denny are that's a pairing, man. Shaden Sharp is very, very fun to watch, and Denny is just good. Denny's straight up all-star territory, 100%. You got Scoot. Don't know what you're going to do with Scoot, but yeah, this Blazers team could be min-max a little bit better, I think, in terms of, I mean, that's exactly what it means. Maximizing your potential for growth there. Will Yang Hansen be the next Boban? I hope so. That guy, he go to any team, he just vibes, man. He's just 7 foot something vibes. Shout out Kenny Watt, bro. Yeah, Young Hansen Yang, whatever you want to do. I don't know. The Chinese names, they flip it and then they don't have it flipped, and I don't know which one is the flipped and which one isn't. Because his name's Hansen. I don't know. But I do, like, you got Drew Holiday too. Yeah, my favorite players on the Blazers are, I love Shaden Sharp. Everyone loves Shaden Sharp. Denny Avdija is very good. Scoot, we're going to have to see what happens with him, because the Blazers have always been very, very guard heavy. I feel like they've always had a 1 and 2. They always have like Dame and CJ, or Dame and Brandon Roy, or CJ, or excuse me, Dame and Anthony Simons, and then they get rid of Anthony Simons and they get Scoot, and then they get rid of Dame, and then they have Scoot and Shaden Sharp, and then you have Shaden Sharp and now Scoot, and then Dame's back. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of funny. But the starting five, let's see, what is the starting five? Because they could go a couple different places. I feel like I haven't watched the Blazers game in a second. I need to watch. They just lost to the Knicks. Blazers last five, starting five was Denny, Shaden Sharp, Kling, and Sidi Sissoko, and Tumani Kamara. Sidi Sissoko is fine. Like, he's cool. That's my French boy. Then off the bench, you got Drew Holiday, Caleb Love, Ryan Rupert, and Rob Will. So Jeremy Grant, we've been talking about moving him for years. I mean, years. Like, it's like, get rid of that contract. What do we do here? Like, is he really producing? Scoot's still hurt. Dame is coming back. I don't know. Let's talk about them, because they're really interesting. Let's go. We went to the East. That was kind of all I want to talk about with the East. Mainly just the Raptors and the Sixers, because the Celtics they're good, but they're going to continue to be good. So there's nothing at this point. It's not a surprise. They're playing well. Not sponsored, by the way, but maybe in 15 years when I have 100 million subscribers, it can be sponsored by Dr. Pepper. That's the goal, right? Okay, Blazers 9 seed. So the play-in picture right now, if it stopped today, would be Rockets, Warriors, Blazers, Grizzlies. So the Rockets and the Warriors play. Who wins that? Probably the Rockets. So then the Grizzlies and Blazers play. Who wins that? I picked Blazers. So then Blazers have to go through Steph to get into the 8th seed of the playoffs. Now, does that win? Let's say they win. Let's even say they win. The Blazers win that. They are the 8th seed in the playoffs. They win. They get to the play-in, or they get to the playoffs. They play the Thunder in the round 1. That's interesting, because for people who remember, the Blazers handed the OKC Thunder their first loss of the season. Does that mean anything? Because now it seems like everyone's handing OKC L's. Not really. They only have 7 L's. They've only lost 7 times, and 3 of them have been to the dispersed. So that's kind of also interesting. But yeah, the Blazers would be really, really fun to watch in the playoffs, man. A lot of these young teams would be so fun. Like, Phoenix in the playoffs would be crazy, and they're going to be there. Like, it's not even a thing. They might have, like, even if they lose in the play-in, or the Rockets end up bumping them out, they're gonna get out of the play-in. They're not gonna get to the 7th or 8th seed and then just lose and they're out. Like, you have to lose twice. I don't think that's gonna happen. And I in my little hypothetical I said right there, the Warriors, I said the Warriors would lose twice. Is that crazy? Maybe. Like, Steph is Steph, and you got Jimmy Butler, but the rest of the team is, I don't know, man. I don't know. There are a couple guys I like in the Warriors squad, like Will Richards. I always mess his name. Will Richards. Good. Quentin Post is, like, fine. I just don't know about that Warriors squad, man. I don't know what they're going to do when Steph is gone. No idea. I have no idea. It's going to be very interesting to see. But, yeah. Anything else I want to talk about today, man? East is very interesting. I wanted to have the Monday stream as, once again, if you didn't hear that, streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday is going to be out because we're dropping a video. We drop a video every Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday with the video on Wednesday, and shorts every single day. Y'all know I got that shorts popped off. So I wanted to talk about just kind of what happened over the weekend. What else happened over the weekend? What other games did I miss that I did not talk about? I talked about the poster with the Kings. Oh, yeah, the Wizards got smacked by the Suns, but Alex Sarr looked pretty good. 19 points, 15 rebounds in 28 minutes. I'm talking, bro, when the Wizards get Trae Young and it's looking like he's not going to play this season, they're just going to tank and they go, bro. If the Wizards come back next year with like anybody, I'm not even going to say a name, anybody from the top 3 to 5 in this draft class and Trae Young, I'm going to hit one of these. Rush this. That's going to be me watching every game just being like, oh my gosh, these guys are so good. They're going to be fun to watch, man. Where are they at right now? Let's see. I'm gonna sim a draft and I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay, in this simulation, which is unfortunate, I didn't want to see this one. Charlotte has the first pick. Washington gets the second pick. OKC gets the third pick. And then Atlanta has the fourth pick. Indiana with the 5th, Sacramento 6, Brooklyn 7, Utah 8. So in that sim, Washington gets the second pick, bro. If they get Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, I think they go AJ because I do like their guard rotation. Now with Trae Young, Bob Carrington, Trey Johnson, right? Other guys I'm missing. Who else am I missing? Am I missing anybody else really on the am I looking? AJ Johnson. Sure. But yeah, go get a AJ DeBansa or a Cam Boozer. I'm not as high on Cam Boozer as I am on DeBansa, but or Caleb Wilson. Oof. Golly, man, go get you a big boy wing. Wow, if AJ DeBonsa is a Wizard, dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be so much fun, man. And then Darren Peterson goes to Charlotte, which at that point, I don't know what they do with. You got Knuppel, Brandon Miller, and LaMelo, and Darren Peterson. I don't know what you do with that. I mean, what's the goal there? Then in that hypothetical, Hawks end up with Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson or something, and then OKC ends up with one of those other two guys as well. That's crazy. So, all right, man. Good stream, man. Been fun. Been a fun little stream. Thank you guys for all the the 10 spot and the 2 spot and the membership from Rick Palmer, Ricky D. Appreciate it. I got class at 10. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30, and I promised 8:30 promptly this time. I understand the stream. I didn't know what happened last time with the stuff I went vertical and I was compressed, and I should just hold a stream like that. I think it wanted to make me go on the shorts feed. I don't know what that was about, but I'll fix the newest sub and the newest member and the chat and the sub goal. Sub goal, trying to hit 400 subscribers, or I'm trying to get 400 subscribers ish before February. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before February. 100% we can do that. We can do that 100%. So shout out everybody came out with the stream. That was a fun time, man. Be there, be back tomorrow. No stream Wednesday, video on Wednesday. It's gonna be about Keontae George, so better watch out for that. Shorts today and tomorrow and every day after that. Yeah, if you're watching the VOD, comment what you want me to talk about tomorrow, any specific topics, because we're kind of come in tomorrow with some topics and be a little bit more topic based, I guess. That's kind of a dumb way to put it, but